Hey guys, what's up? Mo here, Mo Crypto, bringing you another cryptocurrency video. Today I want to talk about this news from Antminer. They've just recently released the Z9. Now there's been a lot of controversy, are you team GPU? Are you team ASIC? Personally, I'm team GPU. I've got a tiny little meager mining rig going with 2 video cards. And, let's be honest, I'm not making a ton of money. So I'm always looking for the next big thing, something that's going to afford me a few coin, that I can move on an exchange here and there. So recently, if we go over to Antminer, you can see they have released the Antminer Z9 Mini, which will it's an ASIC miner that will mine equihash. So some of your big coins like Zcash, Bitcoin Gold, Zencash, stuff like that. They all use this algorithm, and in the past, the NVIDIA cards like the 1080, 1070, they've done very well with mining equihash. I don't know if that's going to be the case much longer. These are shipping 20 June to 30 June, that's next month. Right now, they're $19.99, and if you want to add in a power supply, you can pick one up for the low cost of $21.04. Now these puppies are putting out 10,000 souls a second, and they're only consuming 300 watts of power. So to put that in perspective, 300 watts of power is like two 1080 Ti's. I'd say the 10,000 souls, that's roughly around 14 1080 Ti's. So these little minis are way more profitable. Let's go over to what to mine, and we can look at the exact profitability. You come right over here. These are the different equihash coins. Let's start with Zcash. We zip here. We're going to change the rate to 10,000 hash a second. The power is 300 watts. I'm not sure what the power cost is in your area. In mine, let's be obnoxious. Let's say it's 9 cents a kilowatt. I gotta be honest with you, I don't exactly know what it is. I live on an army base, so I sort of live on a budget system with my neighborhood. I only pay if I go over what the rest of the neighborhood uses. So typically I spend about $20 a month on power. So I haven't really bought a kilowatt yet to figure out exactly what my power consumption is. So to determine what it is on one of these, I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just say 9 cents. The hardware cost was 24, what was it, 2401? Let's double check. I'm sorry, 2104. So $2,104. Let's say a pool fee is 1%. Whoops. We'll go ahead and calculate that. And we come down here. The break even, so your return on investment is going to be 64 days. That's amazing. You're looking at $32.75 a day, $229.22 a month. Now this is profit, so this is including after paying for the hardware, paying your power fees. Every month you'll be looking at almost $1,000, $982, and $11,000 a year. Now this is going to be the first year, obviously, with the hardware cost. So say we take the hardware cost out, we're looking at second year. I don't really know if that's going to be accurate. There's a couple things we got to keep in mind. So first of all, the difficulty is going to skyrocket because these things are available. They're gonna sell like hotcakes, and people are going to be buying them up left and right. On the Bitmain website, it does say that they're only going to allow 1 per household, but I mean, let's be honest, that's not too difficult to get around. Just send your money to a friend and have them buy it, whatever. So then there's the moral thing, or if you're team GPU and you want to be careful of centralization and that kind of thing. people are going to avoid this if they've already got a GPU farm and they want to maintain that ideal. But man, I am right on the fence with this thing. I almost pulled the trigger as soon as I saw it. I was like, oh, I better hold off. I still don't know if I want to buy one yet, but 300 watts, that's ridiculous. Like that uses a fraction of what, a 1080 Ti rig would use. And it gets more than twice as much hash rate as what twice as much what a 1080 Ti rig would be bringing in. Let's look at a different coin. Let's say Bitcoin Gold. Let's figure out the numbers for this. So we're still at 10,000. And the power is still only 300 watts. Cost, we're going to go back up to 9 cents. Hardware cost was $21.04. And pool fee, I don't really know. I haven't looked into the pools for these in a while, but we'll say 1%, So with Bitcoin Gold, you're looking at 70 days return on investment. And about 10,000, just under $11,000 a year. Man, that is super tempting, I tell you. And that's just with one of these. Could you imagine if you had, 10 of them? So that's the thing. It's going to bring up the hash rate, or the network difficulty. And I've seen in the recent past here where Bitmain released the Kryptonite ASIC miners, right? And some of the big coins like Monero, Sumo Coin, they decided, well, we're going to fork and change it so that there'll be a slightly different algorithm, version 7 or variant 1 or something, so that the ASIC miners won't work on that hash or on that algorithm anymore. Great ideal, it's great for that community. People are excited about that, especially if you're a GPU supporter. Will Zcash decide to fork? Will Bitcoin Gold decide to fork? I mean, who knows? I haven't really seen any news about that. I know a lot of people are obviously going to be pushing for that, especially Team GPU. But I got to tell you, this is really enticing with this, the cost on this, return on investment in like 2 months. I mean, whew, that's a really tough call. So I can't really decide. I made this video, so maybe you guys could leave some comments and either, help me decide either way. Should I buy one of these, to make a little bit of profit in the short term? That's another thing too, is a lot of people say these things turn into bricks, right? After the profitability is no longer worth it to run them anymore. But look at the the S9 miner for Bitcoin. I mean, that thing's been around for like 2 years. So, if this thing lasts 2 years and I spend $2,104 on it now and I make $22,000 in 2 years, I'd say that's a pretty good return on investment. That's pretty generous though, being that the hash rate or the network difficulty is going to skyrocket as soon as these things are, all over the market. You can forget about mining them with your GPUs anymore, but the profitability of these things isn't going to stay at that rate, obviously, for too long. So I guess within the first few months, it'll probably be worth it. But then, you're going to start making less and less, obviously, as the difficulty gets higher and higher. But man, I don't know. I can't decide what to do. Let me know if you guys have any opinions or comments on this. Comment, like, and subscribe. And let me know what you think about these new ASIC Z9 Minis.